LSU versus Bama, the preview. Chris, talk to me a little bit. Talk to me about some Roll Tide.
Baby, the team that I harp on, and I guess that people tell me that I'm a bandwagon fan behind the scenes, but Alabama this year, man, 7-1. We know the loss was to Texas in week 3. Since then, Alabama has played better. Throw out the South Florida game. They've improved a ton, honestly, and I hate to say that because I'm not a Bama fan, but they have. Defensively, Alabama's given up 16.5 per game, man. That's I think that's top 15 in the country. They're solid on defense this year. They're much improved from last year's team. But here's the thing in this game, and this is why this game is so hard to predict for me. Can they slow down Daniels and that LSU ranked number 1 offense in the country? I mean, these guys put up points. I think Daniels right now, Jalen Daniels, is probably my Heisman vote getter right now between him and Penix, dude. He has played elite this year. He's carried them time in and time out, man. Every game LSU, like I said earlier, plays in, Christian's been a shootout. Here's the thing. If Bama can get some pressure on him, and Bama has, I think, 30 sacks on the year, which is way up there. They're good at getting pressure. They're going to have to limit that, as far as limit their offense a little bit, create turnovers, do something, because Alabama is not going to win this game in a shootout. They're not. Jalen Milroe, quarterback for Alabama, he's not that type of guy. I think he's improved this year. We've seen him play enough, but he's not even close to the type of quarterback that Daniels is. So in this game, I think Bama needs to run the ball really well, Christian, play decent defense and get pressure and try to create a couple turnovers. That's the only way I could see Bama winning this one, even though they are favored in this game and they are at home and they're tough to beat there. Again, I think this game for Bama is super important. This game is super important for LSU. Whoever loses this one is done. They're toast as far as the SEC goes. So I think in my heart of hearts, Christian, this game is going to be close. Like I said 100 times here. I want you to talk to me about LSU, that offense. Let me know your prediction first, because we talked about this today a little bit. I'm super torn on this game.
Yeah, I'll get to my predictions here in just a second, Chris. But I agree with you. I think it is going to be a close game. It always is when LSU and Alabama play. It doesn't matter the year. It seems as if it's just always a close game. It's a good game to watch. It's one of my more favorite I don't know what you'd call this, but like subcategories, not like a main rivalry, but side rivalries, if you want to, in sports, right? It's just a great game to watch. But Daniels, Chris, stat line says it all. I mean, he has 25 touchdown passes already in the SEC, which is pretty damn hard to do. He's been the best part of that offense. Now, early in the year when we covered him, we talked about, hey, can somebody take some pressure off this kid so he doesn't end up getting, just his ACL gets torn apart, as he's trying to do everything and run and do all that. Diggs has stepped up pretty nicely as he has 105 carries, 611 yards, and 6 touchdowns on the year. So that's pretty good right there for him. Malik Neighbors, both Daniels and Neighbors are going to be high draft pick guys, I would think. The problem's not going to be on, LSU's offense. I think LSU's offense, even, against the stout Bama defense, is still going to be able to put up points. I think, and we've touched on it, Chris, LSU's defense has looked terrible, over the first half of the season. Now, they've started to kind of come on. They look good against Auburn, but we know Auburn's offense is nothing to write home about either. They've been pretty bad on offense. Worse than I would say Bama's defense has been, LSU's defense has been. They look good against Army, but again, it's Army. You're supposed to beat them and not give up more than 3 points, right? If you're an SEC school. So I got to take all that into consideration. They have the pieces, right? They got that Mason Smith guy, the defensive tackle, who I think is one of the better defensive tackles in the country. Harold Perkins is probably one of the best defenders in college football this year. Coming into this year anyways, it was supposed to be that. Their secondary on paper is supposed to be pretty good. The issue really starts to kind of get into that whole, on paper, they're great, but on the actual field, they haven't looked good. They have a bye week. Both teams have a bye week coming into this. I just hope that for LSU's sake, they treated this bye week as a good reset week. Let's flush it, and let's start the second half of the season off the right way, which is the way I said they were going to be, which is SEC West champs this year. So with that being said, I'll give you my predictions here, Chris.
Yeah.
Give me LSU 34, Bama 28.
Wow. Okay, I knew it. I knew you were leaning LSU in this one. I apologize, Christian. I know we talked earlier today. We talked about this game a little bit. I'm still undecided, but I just decided, you know why, Christian? I've been riding Bama all year in some of these games. I have Ole Miss, Texas. They did lose that one, but a couple other ones. I'm taking Alabama in this one, 27-24. Bank it. I got to roll Tide here.